My name's Heather Walker, and I'm a researcher for the Middle Passage Ceremonies and Port Markers Project. Today, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about how I first became involved with the organization and talk some about the impact that this has had on me, both personally and professionally. Um, back in June of 2020, I was searching for a way to help my community heal after the death of George Floyd. And as a community, we were broken. I mean, we were really hurting for this man whom we'd never met. And it seemed like the world just stopped on May 25th of that year. Like time just stood still and we were all stuck in this loop, of that 9 minutes. And it felt like the entire world had just been thrust into this unfamiliar place of reckoning and no one knew what to do. Um, I remember I felt so angry and so confused about how we got there. And so one day someone come to me and just flat out told me I needed to channel my anger into something more productive, something that could help bring us back together as a community. And as we talked, she mentioned that a few years prior, our town had been identified as the Middle Passage arrival site. And then she kind of winked at me and said it'd be nice to see some sort of acknowledgement of that history. And assignment understood. When I left her that day, I left with this renewed sense of purpose and I started to feel a little bit of hope, that we could heal, we could move past this. And I walked away Googling Middle Passage arrival sites, and that's when I came across the Middle Passage Ceremonies and Port Markers Project. And so I reached out to the organization through the Contact Us tab, and after I received that initial response, I just knew this was what our community needed for reconciliation. And anyway, over the next year, Ann Chin, the organization's founder, and Ann Cobb, the executive director, helped me to work with my community members to plan a remembrance ceremony and to create a marker to honor the lives of the nearly 12 million African people who were forced to embark on the journey of the Middle Passage. And we had a little resistance, and they helped me navigate that. I mean, all the way down just to the proofreading and the editing and everything for our text on our marker. They were just amazing the whole way. Anyways, October of 2021, we held our community ceremony and we installed the marker. And by the way, it was the first marker to acknowledge this history in the state of North Carolina. And doing this work, I will say that, especially as a researcher, it's one of the most rewarding experiences as a community member, same thing. But, also being entrusted to help with the reconstruction and the acknowledgement of this history is something that I see as an honor. And I am proud to play this small part that I play in helping to reconnect, this history and to tell the story. At the same time, working with the Middle Passage Ceremonies and Port Markers Project has also been one of the most humbling experiences of my life. For instance, I now understand that having a documented family history is a privilege not afforded to everyone. Knowledge of where you come from is an incredible power that should never be taken for granted. And working with communities in my state has also impressed upon me the importance of each aspect of this work. Um, each record we unearth, it compels us to speak a name and tell a story. And speaking that name returns honor to the legacy of that ancestor. Each arrival site we document, it lends opportunity for descendants who are searching for a place to connect with their ancestors. Each marker we install, it offers hope to descendants that the story of their ancestors will never be forgotten. And last but not least, every ceremony we hold provides affirmation for descendants that their ancestors' lives mattered. And so from George Floyd to putting up the marker and doing this work, everything has kind of come full circle. And it just shows me that there's room to tell all the stories. it's okay, to tell the truth when it comes to history. And, most importantly, the first step to reconciliation, I think, is probably acknowledgement. So, anyways, I'm proud and honored to be a member of this team, and I appreciate everything that this organization has taught me and everything it's brought to the community and other communities who are searching for ways to honor their ancestors.